What's up, comedy fam? How you doing? How you doing? So, a lot of updates going on over here on my side in the comedy world. We are doing a lot. We're doing a lot. Some stuff people don't want to talk about is the fact that this is show business and everybody wants to show up and be a comedian and be on stage and make the room laugh, but nobody wants to put in the hard work. Nobody wants to do the business side of show business. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it, folks. There just is. So, yeah, YouTube kind of went to the side for me. It just did. But we're back. And I'm going to start posting as often as I can, just giving you guys an update of what's going on, what to expect as a comedian. There's so much going on. There really is. Wheels are turning. Recently got into Toastmasters, excelling there. I've won the last few competitions I've been in and just having a great time in that arena. A lot of you don't know, I've had a huge fear of public speaking in the past. Maybe you've dealt with public speaking fears. Maybe you're afraid to get up in front of a room. I know I was. A little bit about that. Back in 2007, I joined Toastmasters, a recommendation from a cousin of mine. I was so scared. So I was at a family party. It was my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary of all things, and I had to get up and speak in front of my family. This was my own family, and I was terrified of public speaking. I got up, had to read something off a piece of paper. My hand was shaking so bad, and I'm holding the microphone. My hand was shaking so bad that I couldn't read what was on the paper. So I had to use my other arm with the microphone to stabilize my hand just so I could read it. And when I was done, my uncle was walking towards the stage. I tossed him the microphone. Tossed him the microphone. Decided to go back to film school. It's not film school. I was going to say, I tried film school. Wasn't for me. Went back to school, though. Decided I was going to go back to school. Probably going to focus on business. And my cousin who went to Wharton, he said, hey, man, you got this fear of public speaking. There's a lot of public speaking in business school. You might want to nip that in the butt and maybe join Toastmasters. And I was like, what the heck is Toastmasters? So I decided to join. I found a club and found out it's an international club all over the world and joined one here locally in Burbank, California, and fell in love with it. I was scared. Don't get me wrong. I was scared. But I fell in love with the process. Fell in love with getting up. Heart pounding. Sweats kicking in. Oh my God, what are they going to think? The fear. You know, you have the fight or flight. The fear of being in front of others. The fear of being rejected. But through that process of getting up over and over and over, it's like going to the gym, lifting weights for the first time. Eventually, you're going to lift more weights and do more reps and get better and better and stronger and stronger. And I kept getting up week after week after week after week. I started putting myself out there, going to different clubs, and let me speak as much as I can. Got into school, started to go back to school, and took every speech communication class I could take. Took every single speech communication class. Latched onto one of the professors. She took me in and she started to mentor me. She saw I had this desire to speak in front of a room. And then I was encouraged to join the speech and debate team. Joined the speech and debate team, was a part of that for 2 years. Found other clubs to join, something that I loved, you know, whatever the club might have been. Fell in love with that club, was like, I'm going to be a part of this club. And then I joined the leadership. Why? Because leaders have to get up and speak. Even if it's in a room of 5 people or in a room of 500 people, you're going to find opportunities to speak. So more and more and more public speaking. Went to a local community college, transferred into USC. At USC, I took every speech communication class I could take. And it was all business school, and every single class I had to get up and present. And I just fell in love with the process. Now, years later, found myself going towards stand-up comedy from recommendations from my wife and other people. Decided to move in that direction. So now the fear wasn't being in front of a room of people. The fear was, are you going to laugh at my joke? Something everybody has to deal with if you're going to be a comedian. Are you going to laugh at my jokes? And the answer is, who gives a shit? Really, like, who cares? I get up to entertain you. I want you to laugh. I want you to have a good time. I want to entertain you. That is the goal. That is the goal of a comedian, is to entertain that room, to make them laugh. It is like you get that dopamine hit. When you get that big laugh, it feels incredible. You get off the stage with such a high. I cannot explain it. It's incredible. But there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's a lot more downs than there are ups. And the goal is to get better and better, and those downs get smaller and smaller, and the ups get bigger and bigger. But you're going to get up and you're going to tell jokes, and you're going to fail, and you're going to fail a lot. So, the fear of comedy now is the business side of it. What did you do? Of course, all of us want to get up and be a comedian, a musician, an actor. We want to be an artist. We want the spotlight. We want the fame, the glory. But nobody wants to put in the hard work, the business side of it. And that's something I've really been trying to work on over the last couple of years. So excuse me stepping away from YouTube for a minute. There is a big business element. I want to show that right back there. See that? These are dates. My partners and I are doing a summer tour. We're booking breweries. We're doing tours. But no one's doing that for us. No one called us and said, hey, we want to book you. Hey, we want to add you to this. Hey, we want to buy your content. No one's going to do that for you. Not in today's world. Not when you have a cell phone. Not when you have lighting. There is really no barrier to entry. You have to pave your own path. We are paving our own paths. So one thing I want to do is I want to start posting daily if I can. Even if it's talking about my family, talking about my relationship with my wife, talking about the stand-up comedy, but all intertwined into my comedy life, because that's what this is. This is my life. Stand-up comedy is my life, and it's intertwined into everything I do, everything that is Chris Kidder. I love it. I laugh a lot. I have a lot of fun. I am definitely a man-child. But this is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to follow. I want you guys to join me on this journey. Join me. Eventually, we're going to have our big specials. Eventually, we're going to be in front of 2,000 people at an arena. That would be a very tiny arena, but at like a theater, right? 2,000 seat theater, 5,000 seat theater, but then maybe that 20,000 seat arena. That is the goal, to entertain people, but to entertain people on a large scale. That is the goal. And what I love about this is I can hold a microphone until the day I die. I can do that. There's no retirement age for comedy at all. So, thank you if you watched this far. And if you did watch this far, make sure you put a little comment, a little heart at the bottom maybe. Let me know. If you didn't, that's okay. I still love you. But anyways, welcome back, and let's go, baby.